Okay, so here I am. I'm going to do something with this microwave, little home health tips. I thought this is a great idea. Now, I've already taken it apart so I can kind of give an idea how this works. But so I'm like the handyman fraud. I'm really not much of a handyman, but little things I can do. So anyway, this microwave was tripping our circuits downstairs, our circuit breakers, and I had to replace a switch in here, and I'll show this in a minute. So I thought, wow, the switch went bad again, and but it wasn't bad. It ended up turning out to be a fuse. So I'm going to show you how to change a fuse, but also a switch, or know how to do it if you want to dig into it. You could probably find better YouTube videos than this for this, but here's my version. So I have a GE. We bought this probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I want to say. It's been great. It's just certain times it just gets a little problems, things just happen. So anyway, I've already taken apart some things, and I'll walk you through that a little bit. The top is this piece right here, and this piece went right up this way in this area here. And there was 3 square screws on the top of this that needed to be taken off. So that was like the first thing that needs to be done. It fits, it just pops right in, goes right here, screws go in. It was one here, one there, so 3. And that needed to come out first. So we took that out, and it doesn't just come out, you gotta kind of pull it out off to the side, and presto. The next thing is there are 2 bolts. Now you can use a Phillips screwdriver on the top here, but there's 2 screws right here that need to be taken out, and they require a Torx screwdriver, and that's the one that kind of looks like a star, a 6-pointed star, and you got to find the right one to match, the size. So to get those screws out of here, we needed a Torx. So that's what I did, and I took that out. So, and that allowed, and along with a screw on the top here, and which was a Phillips, and that was, you had to get into a grate here to pull that out. So it's a little bit complicated there, but it's just taking screws out. It's not, you can do it. I can do it. You can do it. That allowed the panel to come off and open up like so. All right, and I'm gonna pick up the camera here and show this to you. So it allowed that to come off, and here's the switches. Now you can see the screws. This was actually attached inside like so, and you just remove these screws, and then you can kind of pull this out. So I'm pulling this out thinking, okay, well, maybe the switches are bad. And you can see the 2 switches down here. One doesn't have a cover on it. Am I getting that right? And one does. This is the one I changed last time. And you can tell if the switches are good because you can see a little red button in there. Can you? Let's find it. There's a little red button. And if you hit that button, and it clicks, it's good. And both of these were clicking. And I'm thinking, okay, so what is the deal here? The switch isn't the problem. So I was a little bit concerned about that. By the way, I had unplugged, there's a circuit board here, and you can unplug on the circuit board. Anyway, so I looked up here, and there's a grate that was fitted right here, and you just kind of pull that off. And there is a fuse, there's a provision for a fuse right here. And I'll show you what the fuse looks like. That's it, it's a 20 amp. And it doesn't really look discolored to you, but it is a little discolored in real life. And it has that black streak, which made me think that's blown. So anyway, you know, you just kind of take that right out of there and take a look at it and see how it pans. Now, there's a way to check. I didn't have a device that can measure, but there is a way you can measure this, and you can get out your phone or your notepad, as you can see, my iPad, and let's see, am I on that? If there's no current, it will not open. Let's put something that, like, it won't open YouTube here. But if it does have current, if it is, it'll open it right up. Or say I want to open up the date. See, opens right up. Now, this one, the old one, no dice. So that's a way you can check to see if these have any current. So what I'm going to do here is just replace this up here in this spot. Put the grate back on. Then I will need to close this back up, and that you can see that they just have hooks down here. They hook right up down there, and then this will close up. Now, before I do that, of course, I need to re-secure this back in here. All right, and you can see that there are provisions for the screws here and here that go in here. So I'm just going to float that around on the other side like that. All right, secure that with the screws. And then there is there it is. Here's this. I'll get this out in front first because I disabled this to open this up a little bit easier. Otherwise, it's hanging way up, and you can't really hanging way up here, and you can't really get access to it. So I just kind of took this off the panel, and it just plugs right in to this spot right here. If I can find it on the. Well, just remember where you took it from. I took it from this spot right here. So I just plug that back in, close this back up, and then get those screws in, put the panel back on the top, get the screw on back in the top, and this grate up here, and presto, it should work great. So, and if it doesn't, I won't tell you about it because, well, if it doesn't work, maybe I will tell you about it because that'll kind of match my handyman fraud name. But I expect it to work. So, just a fuse. Now, I got this at Ace. It came in a pack of 2. With tax, it was about $8. So, it took me 5-7 minutes or so to kind of take this all apart. I had the benefit of doing it before because I had replaced the switch. First time I was, mumbling and bumbling through it a little bit, but it's really not hard to do as long as you got the proper screwdrivers, And you just don't want to muscle anything out of there because everything will break. And so here we are. So that's how it works, and I expect it to work just fine once I get this baby in there and close it back up. I'll have microwaved again, and my wife will call me blessed. Thanks for watching.